Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I feel like 9 to 5 is a really good way to start that Monday. I love me some Dolly Parton. I don't know if there's anybody who doesn't love Dolly Parton, but as a Southerner, I absolutely just adore her. And if you didn't know, she actually has some baking Duncan Hines kits that they're selling at Walmart and some other places. Anyway, totally random fact. My name is Karen and I am going to be your facilitator today. I'm coming out of Northern California, right outside San Francisco. So it is 7 a.m. here. So if I'm a little sleepy, that is why. Not enough coffee to keep me awake. Jen O is joining me again, just like last week. She's going to pop on camera and get a little wave. I mean, I love this. I love starting my Monday out with you guys, and I think it's just so much fun. So just a little housekeeping here. Make sure that you are set to everyone in the chat. I am notorious for attending as a participant and not doing that, and then having Katie or someone message me and say, Karen, you're not sharing with everyone. So just by being here, you are enrolled in that self-care raffle. They usually announce it in the Compass email. Love the Compass email. If you're not getting it, check your spam. It's kind of like the Instagram. I very much look forward to it every single week. And if you are wondering why it says swipe on the right-hand side, this is from our Instagram post, but it is an awesome affirmation. So pick your color, put it in your mind, because when I change slides, it's going to give you an affirmation. You could put this affirmation in how I want to feel this week. You could put it in your one thing box on your weekly spread. You could do it. Oh, I should do a setup in my kitchen. I'm not going to lie. I do love my kitchen. I'm in my husband's office. And so every time I do one of these, I have to kick him out of his office. But the nice thing is his big screen is from Cisco. He works for Cisco because, you know, we're in the Bay Area for tech, and it muffles out any outside noises. So that's why I always love it. It gives me that second screen. It was so much fun cooking with some of you guys last week. So put that color in your mind. For me, it's going to be lavender. Just when we were getting set up, Jen O was telling me one of her favorite beverages is a lavender latte, and it sounds so good. So I'm choosing lavender. And that means that my affirmation is I am unique and brilliant. So if you like affirmations, take one of these and put it down in one of those. Notice going for those lavenders. And if you are unaware, this month is all about inspire. And I have been so lucky to have done a weekly setup every single week this month. And it just really keeps me on track as much as it keeps you on track. So it's very selfish that I got all four. I did it like a Sunday, and then I've been with you guys. And I am just thrilled to be here with you today. I was telling Jen, I love starting my Mondays with this morning crew. It just sets the scene for my whole week. So we're going to do our Inspire activity. We're going to do our weekly setup, and then we're going to close out. Is there anybody this is their very first social? Just out of curiosity, is this all of us just kind of setting the time aside to get ourselves going? So I loved this quote. You know, I love a good quote. So one of the greatest things you could ever do in your life is wholeheartedly and restlessly believe in you. It takes a lot of courage to become someone that you can count on. It takes a lot of strength to become someone who will always believe in you. But when you do, your entire world will shift. Suddenly, many things become possible simply because you truly believe in your own strength. The once impossible becomes possible, and the possible becomes inevitable. And I think that a lot of us, that's what it is that we're doing when we're doing this practice with our Silk and Saunders. We're committing and we're changing our lives. And I love that. Well, Caitlin, I'm glad you made it. Ashley, welcome. Christy, welcome to your first social. Same with Ashley. Love having some newbies here. I will say Silk and Saunders has absolutely changed my life. I'm like such a preacher about it that like even in my Pilates class, there's a therapist. I'm like, hey, do you know about Silk and Saunders? Can I tell you a little bit about it? It changed my life. It's like, it's the gospel for me. So If this is your very first time, don't worry if you do not have these others, but every week for the last couple of months, we've been breaking it down into sections that relate to our theme, which is inspire. So week one, we talked about people who inspired us. Places that inspire us was week two. Things that inspire us for week three. And today, dun, 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 is activities that inspire us. And I love this because it's pretty eye-opening. Jen O and I had a really nice conversation about this and how her brainstorm really brought up some interesting things that like just kept flowing. As usual, I'm going to share my graphic here. You can see I did, I was the ESL teacher for years, so I love a good graphic organizer. So you can see my people, week one, places, week two, things, week three, and then over on that right bottom corner is my activities. So the things I want you to think about is, what are things that you can do that inspire you? Are there things that really light you up inside? So what fills your cup? And I mean, I don't want you to feel tired afterwards. I want you to feel like on fire, like lit up. It could be crafts, it could be cooking, it could be being in nature, it could be exercise, it could be reading. I mean, there's no right or wrong way. Like Jen O talked about, like one of the things she loves to do is find the best barbecue. And I'm a Texas girl too, so I totally relate to that. I'm like, oh yes. And then after you brainstorm those ideas, I want you to notice, are you noticing many of the things that fill you up are things you create versus consume? And so one of those things that I mean is like, if I sit and don't get me wrong, I love a good Netflix binge, and it definitely, like Virgin River is on my list for this week of things to binge in the evenings. But if I just consume, if I'm just reading podcasts, social media, and all of those things, I can find that it's a little heavy. And that the things that really do light me up is when I am creating. So if you look over at my bottom right hand corner, you're going to see I starred some things. So things that light me up, obviously I'm a Pilates instructor going to work right after this. Pilates really does light me up. It changed my life, just like Silk and Saunders. I was bedridden with chronic pain up to 20 days a month, and Pilates gave me my life back, and that's why I became a teacher. Kind of like Silk and Saunders changed my life. That's why I became a facilitator. Cooking, love cooking. I love being in the kitchen. There's something meditative about chopping up, sauteing. The senses, they just alight. So I'm creating something, and also something nice of like giving back to people you love. And I definitely enjoy cooking for my husband versus cooking for myself. If it's just me, I'm probably going to microwave a Trader Joe's dinner. Art. I'm not an artist by any means. If you've ever been in one of those where I definitely am like creating a tree or something like that, but I still find it very meditative. Hiking, love being in nature, creating events and classes. I love preparing for Silk and Saunders. I love setting myself up for the week. And journaling. I love journaling, doing those types of things. And then how can you use this to fuel your month of inspiration? Can you sprinkle some of these things and commit to put it in your schedule, in your weekly plan? Gretchen Rubin says things that can be done at any time are often done at no time. So if there are some things, I challenge you in your weekly spread to schedule time to do some of those things. Okay, I'm going to put a song on. I'm going to come back. Some of you are already sharing in the chat. Can't wait to go back and read, and let us know what lights you up, what fills your cup, and where are you fitting it in your schedule? Are you going to get up 30 minutes early? Are you going to get off social media so you have that time? Tell us how you're going to do it. All right. I love that, Jennifer. She said she broke hers into 3 categories: create, consume, engage. That is brilliant. I wish I had thought of that. That is amazing. I love that some of you are definitely like creative. AJ says that she loves redecorating. Nona is a very creative person. It just flows out of her. I'm very envious of the talent that she has. And I love Sarah that she's talking about that carpooling is something she really enjoys, instead of seeing it as something like you have to do to be able to get to work. It's something that mindset shift. And I think that's just brilliant. A lot of you guys really like journaling or creating or moving your body. Oh, I love theater, Jennifer. I'm definitely like that. Engage my body like yoga. Yeah, that mind body connection is really important. I feel like that goes really well with the journal. And that's why I love Pilates so much, is that if I'm on that reformer, I'm going to fall off if I am doing lunging on top on a white spring, if I am not in my body and not in my head. So that's one of the reasons I absolutely love it. But I did fall off in class the other day, and it was embarrassing. And my boss looks at me in front of the whole class and goes, "Do you even work here?" Whoops. I was in my head, not my body. All right, we're going to move into our weekly planner section. While we're all here, the main event, getting ourselves ready. There's no scary Mondays. We are so excited to start this week. I'm hoping that the wildfire smoke doesn't get too bad, because I am asthmatic, because I cough a lot. And so I'm really hoping that they can get that fire under control. That's my one little thing. And I found this quote and I absolutely love it. And it says, true self-care is not salt baths and chocolate cake. It's making the choices to build a life you don't need to escape from. I feel like our Silk and Saunders supports us in this so much. And for me, like, is meal prepping glamorous? No, it is not. But it sets me up for success. Putting the laundry away, which I need to do right after this, is still self-care, because guess what? I'm not like scrambling in the morning trying to find a clean pair of underwear to put on. So like those things definitely do. So I just wanted to put that in your mind as a grounding as we move through the week, that your self-care doesn't need to be all facials and massages and pedicures, though I love those things too. It can be the simple things of literally doing the things to make your life easier. And I'm notorious about digging through my pile of clean laundry, because my husband does the laundry and not getting it put away. And you know what? My mornings go so much more smoothly when it's done. Yeah, I definitely could do the chocolate cake in the salt bath too. I feel like we need to play cake by the ocean after that. Okay, so I'm going to show you my examples. If you have, those of you, Ashley and such, that are new, please know that I'm going to break these down and give you time to work. But I just wanted you to see this is the same month, and that it looks a little bit different each week. For me, you can see that this week is the one on the right. I'm only doing 3 habits this week. If you were with me last week, I had my sweet little rescue pup beside me, and it wasn't a good fit. She was very, very anxious. And no matter how much I loved her and she loved me, she had to go back to the rescue, because that poor dog didn't want to leave the house. And that's no life for a dog. I live in a little bit of a downtown area, and it was just too much for her. So for me, mine's more about relaxing, taking care of myself, processing those emotions of loss. Where last week it was all about, supporting her. And the week before that, it was all about definitely like my Pilates movement and, learning new moves and making sure I'm finishing my hours and such. So you can see it evolves from week to week. And then I just want to do a little shout out. Glowing was my word of the year. And so I wanted to go back to that and make sure I'm doing things that make me glow from the inside out. So I'm just revisiting that theme that I started, since we're a little over halfway through that year. This week, I want to feel. I love these examples. It could be a phrase. It could be an acrostic poem. It could be stickers. It could be more than one word. And if you were here last week, you may see some of your actual journals featured in today's presentation. So I'm going to give you a second. I'm going to throw that feelings wheel up and share in the chat how it is that you want to feel. I'll be back in about a minute. All right. A lot of us have a lot of feelings out there. And Sarah, you're going to kill your meeting with your boss and you're going to believe in yourself because you are absolutely amazing. There's something so powerful about just putting it out there in the universe. And, I'm a Pilates instructor, not a yoga instructor. So it's not all about the chakras and such for me, though I am aware of it. But there's something about putting that intention out there and declaring it that is so powerful. And writing it down, it's like we are going to manifest that feeling. And I want you to really revisit it and think about it when you're in your journal. Like, am I feeling the way that I wanted to this week? Our next section is our weekly to-dos. And this little graphic from the right, I loved. If you're going to use it in the traditional way, how do I get more done in less time? Set your top 3 goals for the day. There's only 24 hours in a day and we do need to sleep. Design your environment for work. So if you've got a bunch of clutter around you, if there's things reminding you about, like, if I was sitting in the kitchen and the dishes weren't done, that would really be a distractor for me. So I would need to take that and get that off my plate before I was able to settle in. Schedule those breaks, setting those timers. Have a space to write down distracting thoughts. I really like that one. I've never tried that before, but I think I'm going to. Blocking distracting apps or websites. Yes, yes, yes. Avoid multitasking. Yes, we are not as productive. I know as women, and most of us here are women, not to say that there aren't others out there, but we are really good at multitasking and it does reduce our productivity. So what if you don't want to use it that way? Well, you could use and break it into quadrants. This person did work, clean, play, and get, I can't read that, but break it into the quadrants. It could be a to-do list, using it as you accomplish things, writing it down. I love, this is an example from last week, that she used a sticky note so that way she can move it as she needs to. That bingo board is really fun. Need, want, hope in the bottom. Do, delete, delegate, and delete. I love that one. It's one of my favorites. So those are some really awesome ways to be able to repurpose. There's nothing wrong with using it in the traditional way either. And mine, if you notice, mine was a little blanker than usual. It's like, because as I need to do things, I go and refer to my journal and I write it down. So there's nothing wrong with using it that way either. This page doesn't need to be completely and totally complete. It can be as you go. All right, I'm going to give you some time. Let us know how you're using it. Really, I am with you on those overdue books. My husband doesn't allow me to check out books from the library anymore, so I do the Kindle downloads because I am notorious about overdue books. It's like this weird mental block. And at the end of the school year, every year, trying to get all the literacy library books and such back. Like there was one time that I don't know how I lost books, but I ended up paying the school like $75. I don't know. What can I say? Not a perfect person, breaking up with that perfect. Okay, so we're heading on to those 3 major goals. And I love this once again off Instagram. The most important person to keep your promises to is yourself. And I know that is so hard because for the most part, most of us are very much givers and we put everyone else's needs in front of our own. And we always are second fiddle. And if we are always playing second fiddle, we're not going to accomplish and make that transformation within ourselves. So 3 major goals. I really encourage you, especially since it's the last month, if you haven't looked at that intention page for a while, go back and look and see what your intentions that you set earlier in the month in your habit tracker. See if there's some room for improvement there, if you need to break it down, or if some of those don't serve you anymore and it's causing you guilt, and just put a big old black line across it or stick a sticker or washi tape over it. You can also look at those old journals. If there's something that you had wanted to do and you didn't accomplish it, you could revisit that. You could frame your goals around a personal challenge. I love a good smoothie week or cleaning or whatever it is. Create 3 no goals, like no social media or whatever it is it may be. You can always repurpose it. This is Jen O's slide, and we were talking about the fact that I could not change spring. Now I know how, so I can fix it for the next time. 3 favorite quotes, podcasts, movies, 3 ways to welcome summer, not spring. It's kind of almost fall welcoming, isn't it? 3 songs of the week, explore 3 topics you want to know more about, 3 new recipes. I like that one. I may steal that one for next week. Create a mini bingo board. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's whatever works for you. All right, let's get planning those goals. All right, I almost like missed the music in because I was too busy reading about what you guys were talking about in the chat. Um, I love that some of you are realizing that this isn't enough space for you and that you're using a separate journal. You can always do those brain dumps on those note pages, but if you love to come to socials and you go to a lot of them, I understand those note pages can run out. I have been there myself with those social activities. But yeah, those SMART goals, make sure it's something you can achieve so you set yourself up for success and not failure. This journal should never be, it should be a mental health tool. It should be something that you enjoy doing. It should never be a sense of guilt. And if you don't keep up with it for a week, don't beat yourself up about it. You know, like this is something that is good and fun and positive. I don't want anyone to feel guilt if they missed a habit tracker or something. I wasted enough time on things that never felt right. I'm listening to my soul now. So I want you to think about that as we move forward. Don't listen to the things that everyone thinks you should be doing or the things that are, oh, I need to meditate. Well, maybe meditation doesn't work for you. For me, it needs to be a moving meditation, sitting and going, just doesn't work for me. If it works for you, that's amazing. But, that's the way it is. Tanya, I think you should put that into the notes pages, the survey, because you're not the first person who said that. So I forgot, I did this last week. What is wrong with me? Anyway, here's some examples of those goals. Bingo board, mind, body, work, or just literally listing it out. I need to rearrange my slides so that I don't do that again. Sorry, guys. Habit activity. I love this one. A lot of times this is the one newbies really struggle with. What's the difference between this and the habit tracker for the monthly? Habit tracker for monthly is things that you do every day. These are things that you might do a couple of times a day. Jennifer, I take all the pages I missed and move them over to the next month. It gives me more pages and opportunity for the next month. Oh, that's really awesome. Katie, you're sweet. I want you guys to really think about what your soul is saying about your habits and activities. Think about it through inspire. Remember those things that you said that fill your cup. Really consider adding one of these to your habit trackers and then scheduling the time in your weekly planner. Daily rituals. And those of you who do struggle, I'm going to be very honest. Sometimes I get so behind on the daily rituals that I just stop and restart the next month. Life gets in the way of those rituals that we want to do. And if you are joining me, we're going to be talking about those rituals on Wednesday for our annual supplement, which is now called the Self-Discovery. And even if you don't have that supplement, join us anyway. It's going to be amazing. So you can see some people like to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's things that you might want to do 5 days, 3 days, 2 days, etc. So there's no right or wrong way to be able to do that. Some people are putting in things that need to be done, like cleaning the kitchen, but also things that are fun, like the bingo board in the app, referring back to things like posting in Sonder Club, etc. Some people make it all dedicated to fitness. Maybe it is, the things that you want to do, like you're learning a new language, or maybe it's just like something you don't want to do, like no DoorDash, or taking the medicine, move my body, post to the social club. That's a really wonderful reminder if you like to be active in that community. And you're right, you do not have to write something on every line. Remember, this week I only put 3 things, like green juice daily ritual, and then I don't remember what the third one is at the moment. I have to go back and look. Doesn't all have to be filled out. Okay, let us know what it is that you're tracking, or if you repurpose this. I know some people have done that for steps, for reading, for projects as well. And if that's working for you, especially for this week, do it. Okay, let's move on to our next section of our spread. You can see mine on the right is this week's once again and how different it looks from week to week. This time I am going to definitely reflect on what it is that I ate. I'm really suffering with acid reflux, which triggers my asthma. And so, I'm going to start tracking. I think some of it is portions. When I eat too much, it happens. And then instead of filling out a plan of what it is that I want to do at the end of the day, I'm going to reflect on what it was that I did for myself. And my shopping list is blank at this point because I couldn't think of anything that I needed. But now I know Earl Grey tea because I'm going to try to cut out coffee this week and see if that helps with the acid reflux. So that's going to go down onto my schedule as well. But it changes from week to week. Like you can see on the left, it was a kind of a meal plan in that shopping list. And the next week it was things I needed for the cooking social. So it changes based on it and it's never perfect. And I'm always adapting and trying to make this fit for me. And my life changes. And so does that journal. Because like, look, there's all about Sylvie last week. My sweet rescue pup. All right. Meal prep plan. Meal plan. If you don't want to use it as a meal plan, here's a million different ways that you can use it. And you can use these for anything you want to repurpose. It could be a meal plan or food tracker. It could be affirmations or scriptures. It could be a study guide, exercise tracker, cleaning plan, mindfulness activity planner, end of day reflections, weekly appointments, garden tracker, track foods and symptoms for health issues for yourself, for a spouse, for your mom who's living with you, your dog that's elderly, whatever. Dream tracker, 3 or 4 positives from the day, an outfit tracker so that you're not wearing the same thing all the time. National Day of list, which I will share what's this week's. TV movie watching plan, gratitude log. So those are all different ways. Right, Ellen, I love it. And my life changes constantly. And so does my journal. Someone is doing word of the day. They're doing vocabulary. Maybe it's a foreign language. Someone else is doing a mood reflection. Someone else, I love this example, self-esteem journal. I want to go to this person's house. Look how organized their meal plans are. It looks delicious. GLAD, and I always forget the acronym, so I have it up on my phone, that they reflect gratitude, learning, accomplishment, and delight. And so that's one way someone's using it. Someone is using it for that week. I use this example a lot, but I really like it that this is specific for a celebration of life. They're using it as a planning tool. This is not what it's going to look like the following week. And so I like that they're adapting it for that specific week. Looking at for appointments, someone's marking out their socials. And someone else is doing their fitness plan. Someone posted this one. If I posted any of your examples, tell me it's you. Just give me a little shout out. But one of the things I really liked is those stickers at the front, like top as a reminder. I was just like, ooh, right there. Okay, so let us know how you are utilizing the space, or if you're cooking something delicious, let us know what it is. Oh, Naomi, you're so fun. I just thought you could do one session on how to repurpose leftovers food. I did, if you were at the cooking social yesterday at 10:30 in the morning, I made fried rice for breakfast and it was absolutely delicious. No regrets, no judging. Awesome. So it's a lot of wonderful things that you guys are doing. And yeah, I love this. Sonder Club is such a nice, safe place for everyone to be able to spend their time. Mind Body Health Plan is next. I love looking at, maybe we are looking at self-care of emotional, physical, social, and mental. And so that might be a way for you to break down this section. And then it's time to turn your magic on all the way. And so think about that as we move forward. So here's some examples. Someone's using it for their fitness. A lot of people use it for their fitness. Some people are using it for journaling prompts. Someone else, I love this over here, how I feel I need to rest and recharge. And then someone else turned it into a bigger section and they put paper over it. And so they're using it for the journal prompts. I'm assuming the ones in the app. So don't be afraid to cut and paste. This is your journal. You can use it however it is that you want. All right, we'll be back in a couple. Okay, for sake of time, we're going to combine 2 for 1 for our very last section. We're looking at that shopping list. Remember, I'm using it the traditional way, but you can use it clothes, packing list, word of the day, mindfulness activity, bedtime routine, morning routine, cleaning chart, mini bingo board, prayer list, drawings, doodles, Zentangles. I love Zentangles. Tracking self-care tasks, inventory of what you got in your kitchen so you use it, wardrobe tracker, step tracker, pet task tracker, errand list, gift ideas, symptom tracker, weekly playlist, bills paid tracker, medication. Are the AMP apps prompts free? Absolutely, just in Sonder Club. You could totally use it however it is that you want. Here's some examples. Someone chose to repurpose their meal planners, so they put it here. Some people are listing people to call. Some people are saying things that they don't want to do. Dinner ideas, once again, house chores, all about me, things that they want to remember to do. There's no right or wrong way. In addition to this, we're going to be talking about the I am loving, something that is really resonating with you today. We'll be back in a minute or two. Share in the chat as much or as little as you want. All right, friends, we're coming toward the end of the time, but one of my favorite parts is little celebrations for everyday life. So here are some examples of one today: Carousel Day, Wine and Cheese Day, Hot Fudge Day. Tomorrow, Aunt and Uncle Day, Coffee Milkshake Day, Holistic Therapy Day. July 27th, Wednesday, Scotch Day. Take your houseplant for a walk day. I think that one's so funny. Walk on stilts day. The 28th, intern day, chili dog day, refreshment day, milk chocolate day. 29th, lipstick day. Maybe you treat yourself. Tiger day, lasagna day, chicken wing day. That one's a little conflicting for me because I like both of those things. Talk in the elevator day. Cheesecake day, international day of friendship. Paperback book day, friendship. The 31st on Sunday, avocado day, National Mutt Day, my favorite, uncommon musical instrument awareness day. So if you are wanting to find a little bit of spontaneity in your life or a little whimsy, take a quick little photo of this and you can kind of schedule some things into your calendar. Our time is coming to a close. I will go back and show some examples of the weekly spread when we go out with our final song. But as usual, thank you so much for coming for the social. Take a picture, share it with Sonder Club. That's where we get our examples of literally so many things I grabbed from last week with you guys posting. So I appreciate that. Take the survey. You want a certain kind of social. You want a journal that matches, that's just for brain dumping, all those ideas. Throw it in the survey. Danielle, I'm so glad that this was helpful for you. That YouTube link is there. Please make sure you take a photo of it. Jen's going to throw the link into the chat because you cannot search for it. It takes a couple of days for them to come up, but they are. And then if you are not a part of Sonder Club, dig into this. It is awesome. Nona, put those suggestions in there. They read them. We read them. We love all of it. Christy, we're so glad that you joined us today, and we're going to go out with a little share. Believe quick little tidbit is that this is the first song Auto-Tunes was actually used for. It was not T-Pain. I hope you have a wonderful week. We're so glad that you're here and that you are going to kill this week. It's going to be amazing. All right. see you hopefully Wednesday for that social about rituals.